Stoicism, the secret to success. Why do some entrepreneurs reach the top, while others always seem to hit an invisible wall? What differentiates those who thrive, even amidst crises, from those who succumb to the slightest obstacle? Would it be luck? Would it be talent? Or is there a secret hidden in the minds of the greatest leaders in history? Today we will reveal how a philosophy over 2,000 years old called Stoicism has guided Roman emperors, generals, philosophers, and, yes, also successful entrepreneurs in today's world. A philosophy that teaches how to transform pain into strength, crisis into opportunity, and chaos into serenity. Get ready. This video is not just about ancient philosophy. It's about how mastering oneself can be the true secret to mastering success. Stoicism and the business world. Stoicism was born on the streets of Athens around 300 BC with Zeno of Citium, who lost his entire fortune in a shipwreck. Imagine the scene. A wealthy merchant, surrounded by ships, goods, and promises of profit, suddenly sees everything disappear into the deep waters. For many, it would be the end. For Zeno, it was the beginning. Without wealth, he sought knowledge. He discovered Socrates, listened to philosophers, and began teaching in an open colonnade called Stoa Poikile. That's how the name Stoicism came about. And see how curious. Stoicism was born from a failure. It was born from a total loss. And that is exactly where its connection to the business world lies. Because how many entrepreneurs don't go through failures, setbacks, debts, crises? What makes the difference is not falling, but what you do after the fall. That's how Zeno transformed ruin into wisdom, the Stoic principles applied to success. Stoicism is not distant theory, it is a way of life. Its principles can be translated into golden rules for entrepreneurs. Control what depends on you, accept what does not. The market goes up and down, competitors emerge, the economy fluctuates. None of this is under your control. But your discipline, your vision, and your attitude, those are. Train your mind more than your wallet. Wealth can be taken away. The position can change. But a disciplined mind, no one can steal. Don't fear failure, use it. Each mistake is a laboratory. The Stoic does not flee from error, but learns from it. Stay calm in victory. Many lose themselves in success. They grow and become arrogant. The Stoic prevails but keeps their feet on the ground. Now think. How many times have you spent energy complaining about what you can't control? And if you had invested that energy in improving what is within your reach? Example from the ancients, Stoic leaders. Seneca, advisor to Emperor Nero, wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." A lesson for any entrepreneur who hesitates to take risks. Epictetus, a slave, taught kings. He said, "Wealth does not consist in having great possessions, but in having few needs." In a business world consumed by greed, this is pure gold. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, ruled over wars and plagues, but wrote in his diary, "If it is beyond your control, do not let it disturb you." Imagine a CEO in the midst of a global crisis repeating these words. Successful people who use Stoicism today. Stoicism has not been stuck in the past. It is practiced by prominent figures of today. Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, admits that he reads meditations by Marcus Aurelius every day. He says that this philosophy helps him filter what matters and deal with the pressure of business. Ryan Holiday, strategist and writer, is one of the greatest modern promoters of Stoicism. His book, The Obstacle is the Way, has been adopted by entrepreneurs, Olympic athletes, and even politicians as a manual for life. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, does not openly declare himself a Stoic, but his attitudes echo Stoicism. Patience, serenity, focus on the long term. He himself says, "The market is a mechanism for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." That's pure Marcus Aurelius. Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, has stated that he has read meditation several times throughout his life to find clarity in moments of crisis. Naval Ravikant, Silicon Valley investor, follows and teaches Stoic principles: focus on what you control, pursuit of inner freedom, disdain for the obsession with status. Chris Evert, champion tennis player, said she found in Stoicism tools to maintain balance in high-pressure matches. See the bridge? Roman emperors, billionaire investors, athletes, and modern entrepreneurs all find in Stoicism the same foundation: serenity amidst chaos. Where they meet, you can find these leaders on lecture stages, in boardrooms, in sports arenas, or in politics. But they all find themselves in the same invisible space: inner control. They understand that the real battle is not in the market, but in the mind. They know they can't change the storm, but they can adjust the sails. And here is the difference. While some spend energy fighting against what they cannot change, Stoics focus their energy on what depends on them. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The failure is a victim. Blames the government, the competitor, the crisis, luck. The successful one is responsible. He asks, "What can I do now with what I have?" The failure is shaken by criticism. The Stoic uses criticism as fuel. The failed person despairs in crisis. The Stoic sees opportunity. Here is the harsh truth. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. This is Stoicism, where Stoicism can change your life. Stoicism can change your life in various areas. In business, less anxiety, more focus. In health, less stress, more resilience. In relationships, fewer fights, more understanding. In spirituality, less fear, more serenity. It changes when you start measuring your success not by what happens outside, but by what happens inside you. Positive and winning thoughts. A Stoic businessman repeats to himself, "I do not fear loss. I fear losing my integrity. The obstacle is the path. I do not control the wind, but I adjust my sails. It's not wealth that makes me free, but the discipline of the mind." They are thoughts that transform into action. The secret to success is not just in numbers, networking, or innovation. The secret to success is not just in numbers, networking, or innovation. It lies in a mind capable of staying firm when everything around it shakes. Stoicism teaches us that we are not captives of chance, but masters of our reactions. And I ask you, in your life, have you been a slave to circumstances or the master of your own mind? Remember, good thoughts, good words, good deeds. That's what makes an ordinary man an emperor. If this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share. Because maybe the secret to your next step toward success isn't out there, but right here inside.